open.
When a marketplace appears without fanfare, buried in rumors, screenshots, and second-hand accounts. It promises transactions, order numbers, and professionalism. It delivers only silence after payment. Users describe the same experience calmly at first. Money is sent. Confirmation arrives. Tracking pages load. Then nothing moves, nothing ships, and no explanation ever follows. There are no complaints at launch, only patience. Buyers wait, assuming delay, assuming backlog, assuming someone, somewhere, is processing orders slowly. Weeks pass. Messages remain unread. Support tickets stay open forever. The system responds automatically, as if listening, as if someone is still there. What unsettles investigators is not the loss of money. It is the volume of repeat customers returning after nothing was delivered the first time. This is not a typical scam. The behavior of its victims suggests something else is being exchanged. Far more deliberate.
Discovery.
Place surfaces through private recommendations, not advertisements, not search results. Someone mentions it quietly, as if sharing a personal experiment. The site layout feels familiar. Product categories exist. Prices fluctuate. Limited availability notices appear and disappear, creating a sense of timing and urgency. Every product description is vague, but suggestive. Enough detail to spark imagination, never enough to promise anything concrete or verifiable. Early users report smooth payment processing. Receipts look legitimate. Order histories persist, reinforcing the idea of an active, functioning operation. There is no shipping option to select. No address confirmation step. The omission seems accidental, easily overlooked during initial curiosity. Discussion forums emerge elsewhere, comparing experiences. Strangely, frustration is muted. Conversations remain analytical, almost clinical, as if disappointment is expected. Some users speculate technical failure. Others assume law enforcement interference. Few consider intent, because the structure suggests effort. Not negligence, the marketplace continues to accept payments without interruption, as if delivery was never part of its design.
The pattern.
Begin mapping user behavior rather than site mechanics. A pattern forms around who returns, who leaves, and who increases spending. Repeat users spend more on subsequent visits. They choose higher-priced listings, despite identical outcomes and no evidence of fulfillment. Language in user discussions shifts subtly. Complaints give way to curiosity. Curiosity becomes interpretation. Interpretation becomes personal meaning assigned to the absence. The lack of delivery creates space. Users fill that space mentally, projecting intention, secrecy, hidden processes onto the system. Some describe feeling watched, not threatened, but acknowledged, as if participation itself is the transaction being completed successfully. The marketplace never communicates directly, yet its silence feels consistent, controlled, and strangely responsive to user expectations. Psychologically, the platform rewards belief rather than outcome. Those who expect nothing report satisfaction. Those who expect delivery quietly disappear. The pattern suggests selection, not of victims, but of participants willing to engage without resolution.
Escalation.
New listings appear that are even more abstract. Categories dissolve into concepts rather than objects. Yet pricing continues to rise. Users rationalize the changes collectively. They speak of access, of thresholds, of earning something intangible through repeated engagement. The platform introduces countdown timers. Nothing happens when they expire, yet users feel compelled to act before they reach zero. Financial losses increase, but public alarm does not. The emotional tone remains restrained, almost meditative. Despite growing evidence of deception, some users begin documenting their own reactions instead of transactions. They analyze anticipation, disappointment, and relief, as if conducting self-studies. The marketplace becomes a mirror. It reflects back the user's willingness to invest without proof, reward, or closure. At this stage, investigators note the absence of pressure. No threats. No upselling messages. Only availability and silence. The escalation is internal. The system does not change behavior. The users do.
Turning point.
The turning point arrives when a long-term user attempts to stop engaging in reports. Unexpected anxiety rather than relief. They describe a pull to return. Not for recovery of funds, but to resolve something unfinished and unnamed. Others echo the sentiment. Leaving feels like abandoning a process rather than escaping a scam. Investigators reconsider the premise. The marketplace may not be failing to deliver. It may be delivering exactly what it intends. The product is not an item. It is prolonged anticipation, structured uncertainty, and controlled disappointment. Payment becomes a commitment ritual. Silence becomes reinforcement. Each transaction deepens psychological investment. The system monetizes curiosity itself, converting human need for meaning into repeat engagement. At this point, financial harm becomes secondary to behavioral influence.
Disappearance.
The marketplace stops accepting payments. Listings remain visible, frozen in their final state. Users refresh pages compulsively. Some report relief. Others describe a sense of loss disproportionate to the money spent. Forums fill briefly with speculation, then go quiet. There is no final message. No shutdown notice. No explanation. The site remains online for months, inert and unresponsive. There are no bragging posts, no leaks, no claims of success. The absence feels intentional. Consistent with the platform's entire life cycle. Eventually, mirrors vanish. Links break. The marketplace dissolves without acknowledgement. What remains is user testimony and an unresolved psychological footprint.
Analysis and context.
And context from an analytical perspective. The marketplace functions as a behavioral loop rather than a commercial enterprise. It removes delivery to eliminate closure, keeping participants suspended in expectation. This mirrors known psychological reinforcement models, where unpredictable outcomes strengthen engagement more than consistent rewards. The platform leverages legitimacy aesthetics to bypass skepticism, then relies on human curiosity to sustain participation. Importantly, it avoids overt manipulation. Users opt in repeatedly, believing agency remains entirely their own. The absence of interaction reduces legal risk while increasing interpretive freedom for participants, in effect. The system sells an experience shaped by the user's own projections. The darker element is not theft, but voluntary psychological exposure.
Unanswered questions.
The central question remains unresolved. Who designed the marketplace? And to what end beyond observation and profit? Was it an experiment, an artwork, or a deliberate study of compliance and expectation under controlled ambiguity? No evidence suggests direct data extraction beyond payment itself. But for curiosity and patience, the marketplace offered nothing, yet received everything it needed through engagement alone. What it ultimately delivered was not a product, but a lesson about how easily humans complete unfinished stories themselves.